community, there's a set of self-imposed rules you can add to the games to make them more challenging, called a Pokemon Nuzlocke. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route. If a Pokemon faints, it dies, and you can't use it anymore. And you have to nickname your Pokemon to get more attached to them. That means if you aren't careful, you can technically lose a Pokemon game under those conditions. I've wanted to do a Nuzlocke for the longest time. I've started a couple in the past, but never actually got to finish any because busy. But today's the day that all changes. I decided to make a video on my first full attempt at a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Let's see how it went. After breaking free from the back of the moving truck my mom stuffed me in and introducing myself to the neighbor Brendan, the kid that I always thought was a monkey said that he heard screaming up ahead. Professor Birch is getting mauled by a level 2 Poochyena, so I let his Torchic out and she scratches the crap out of it. He gifts me Torchic for rescuing him, and I name her Teriyaki, my first Pokemon. Walking up the route more, I run into Brendan, who challenges me to a battle, where Teriyaki proceeds to also scratch the crap out of his Mudkip. Good job, Teriyaki. You're 2 for 2. Doing great. Professor Birch gives me 5 Pokeballs, and the Nuzlocke has officially started. I walked back up to catch my first Pokemon and ran into a Zigzagoon. Alright, not the best, but I can work with this. You know, I think we're gonna have a really awesome adventure. Dude! So Teriyaki one-shotted Zigzagoon with a critical hit scratch, but whatever. Contain your murder a little bit, alright, guy? Route 102 is right around the corner, and that's where I was able to catch Corn the Seedot. Look at us! Couple of friends ready to take on the Hoenn region together. After watching the weird Kid Wally struggle to catch his first Pokemon, I continued on to Route 104 and found a little Tailo in the grass.
Ooh, a Tailo.
Aggressive and screams and hungry? Oh yeah. I know your name. In Petalburg Forest, a Team Magma grunt jumps some random professor, so Ari and Teriyaki peck his eyes out. Hello, Shroomish. I'm gonna name you Onion. I make it to Rustboro, and while getting ready to take on Roxanne's gym, Teriyaki kills another Zigzagoon I was about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons, dude? But it turned out alright, because she also ended up evolving. Onion was able to destroy Roxanne with ease, and we got our first gym badge. Exiting the gym, we catch a glance that Team Magma is up to no good again. Something about the scorching earth or something. And this old man exclaims that they stole his Pico.
Pico.
Here's your dog. Also, you're coming with me. The mayor thanks me by turning me into his errand boy, and I arrive in Dewford to give a letter to Stephen. Alright, what do we got?
Stephen in the cave? Oh, Mama!
Okay, you chomps. After finding Stephen, it was time to take on Brawly, the next gym leader. Ari's a stone-cold killer and easily earned MVP in that fight. Things were going well. 2 badges in, and the team is looking good. On my way to the next city, I caught a tentacle on the beach.
A fish. I mean, a fish.
Squidward. And after beating Team Magma and Brendan again in Slateport, it was time again to get ready for the gym battle with Watson. But as I was fighting some trainers, Chomps the Mawile got electrocuted a bit too hard and was killed.
A critical hit is...
Jaden, let's battle. I want to show you how strong I am. Okay. Ari, this is an electric gym. You're not allowed to fight in here, so you can just wait outside.
Imagine if you could actually do that in
While battling the gym
Pokemon
trainers, Onion evolved into Breloom, and together with Teriyaki, they were able to get another victory. Now we were riding high. 3 gym badges in and no main casualties. With our massive confidence, we decided to take on the Win Straight family's challenge of beating all their family members. I had Squidward out front to get him some experience, but we ran into some troubles with Grandma. Oh god, it's gonna do a high jump kick. I can take him out, but I need a clean switch first.
This actually happened to me once. I was playing, well, it wasn't actually Pokemon,
So I had to sacrifice Hush Child the Whismer, but honestly that was the safest move to ensure no one else died. Goodbye, Hush Child. You might be missed. While we were heading to Fall Arbor, fighting some trainers, Ari evolved. Oh, look at my big bird. Oh, look at you. Yeah. We were almost to town, but we had to get through the sooty grass on 113. Oh, jeez. Alright, Barf, get in there with the rest of them. I walked into Meteor Falls to see Team Aqua and Team Magma arguing about water and rocks. Can I go?
Wouldn't water be
They
more
kept
effective?
complaining, and I had to go up the volcano they were blocking to fight
Wait, even if
Maxie, the
it's
team magma
fire.
leader. That was a hard
Kaio?
fight. Onion and
I didn't know
Teriyaki were
Kaio
able to
is
take out his
stronger
mighty Anna and Camerupt,
than
but his
Ganon.
Golbat
What's that
hit
about?
hard. I ended up having to switch in Ari and double team up to win the battle. Not the most honorable of strategies, but it worked and we're moving on. On the way down the
That's what
volcano, I
double
ran
team
into a
is.
match shop. Oh, hello there, Chad.
Why is it
What? You're a female?
female?
Did I stutter? We arrived in Lava
Did I
Ridge
stutter?
Town and started getting through Flannery's gym. During that time, Squidward was almost killed by a Fury swiping Kecleon. Fury swipes.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. Stop!
Is it weird that this Pokemon can't even
But
learn
when it came
camouflage
time to
even though
battle,
it's a
he pulled his
chameleon?
weight and more. Honestly, with the team, there wasn't much I could have done to Flannery's fire Pokemon, but Squidward came in clutch by learning Bubble Beam, and it was all over for her. Badge 4,
Didn't
under
learn
our
Bubble
belt.
Beam until
Brendan met up with us outside
June?
the gym to give us goggles so we could walk in the sandstorms. I found a claw fossil, and Anorith was born. I didn't know
That's
what to
not
name it,
such
so
a
my
good
friend named
Pokemon.
him Gary. Now it was time for the 5th gym. After some
Gary?
training, Chad evolved into
I mean,
Macho,
it's a
and the
basically-
team was
Ooh,
leveled up. I
Macho.
started the battle
I like
with
the
Ari,
animation
and
for that.
after realizing I
Evolution.
was in trouble... Yeah, that doesn't do a lot of damage.
Oof, sorry.
I managed to squeak by with more double teams. Ari was barely able to take out the first slacking, so when the second, stronger one came out, I knew I had to use a different strategy. I brought out Onion to leech seed it and try and get more chip damage in,
Alright,
which
got
worked,
this.
but he was also killed by Slacking's facade, which I thought he could take. Chad was able to
Oh,
finish
no.
off the rest of the fight, but that was the first death that actually hurt.
Oh.
I'm not crying. Someone's just chopping onions in here. But with every down,
Why
there's
would
an
you
up.
put the
And
joke in
Corn
there?
stepped up and was
It's
ready
funny,
to
but-
fill Onion's spot.
Not
While
Lee.
passing through
Is that
Mauville again,
scene? I
Watson
can't
asked
remember.
us to help him turn off the city's generator. And while down there, I found a Magnemite.
Catch it.
You wanna come with?
Catch it.
Okay.
That works.
We kept on our way, catching Spurky the Electrike,
Ooh,
and while
Electrike.
fighting some trainers,
Electrike is a
Corn
really good
survived
Pokemon.
2 very close calls. He took a Swords Dance,
Apples.
boosted Fury Cutter by Ninjask, and a
Apples.
misclick from me, which resulted in him tanking a wing attack from a Tailo. No, Corn, no!
These are such
Dude,
close
Corn,
attacks.
I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Good news is Squidward evolved while training, so that's neat. We arrived in Fortree City, and this was a gym I was really
literally
nervous
just
about.
watched
Not
that
only
episode,
did we
like,
not
3
have a
days
good
ago.
team to take on a flying type gym, but Winona's Altaria is notorious for sweeping teams if she sets up too many dragon
Only
dances.
had
I
that
went to
team.
the grass to train up the team, and the worst happened. Corn was killed by pin missile from a Zigzagoon. Wait, no. Stop.
Is that Zigzagoon is 1 HP?
Corn,
I
no,
swear.
Corn!
What?
You monster! How could you do this? Is this why you kept trying to kill all the Zigzagoons?
I mean,
I want to
probably.
think that Corn sacrificed himself because he knew we were at too much of a disadvantage going into Winona's gym, and by opening up a space, we could get the type advantage we needed to stand a chance. With a heavy heart, I brought Zip Zap Zop the Magnemite to the team, and realized how much more grinding I was gonna have to do.
What's wrong with
I
level
had to
22?
fight so many
Oh,
Merrills to
her
get
Pokemon
Zip
are
Zap
level
Zop on par with the
31.
rest of the team. You want to know how many? The move Thunderbolt can be used 15 times
That's
before it
okay.
runs out. And I had to go back to the Pokemon Center almost 6 separate times to refill it. Meaning
So, like,
Zip Zap
about 90?
Zop killed more than 80 Merrill that were living in that
95.
lake. Winona led with Swellow, which Zip Zap Zop was able to take out. But she immediately brought out Altaria, which made me very scared because I know she's got Earthquake on that thing. I didn't have a clean switch, and I knew no one on the team could take 2 hits from this Cloud Bird. So I ultimately decided that I'd have to have Zip Zap Zop paralyze it in exchange for his death.
Yeah, 90.
Goodbye, Zip Zap Zop. You weren't
But I
here
missed-
for long,
No!
but your efforts will
Zip
not
Zap
be
Zop,
in vain.
no!
Oh my god!
That's the
Somehow
exact
Zip
same
Zap
reaction I
Zop
had.
lived
Oh my
the
God.
earthquake on 2 HP like a mad lad.
Corn, like, shined over him.
Corn must have been looking down on us for that one,
Yeah,
because
exactly
there
what I
was
said.
definitely a 90% chance Zip Zap Zop was
He
supposed
got
to die
snapped.
there. With that
Thanks.
string of luck, I was able to switch
Oh, wait,
Ari
who's
in
that
for
anyway?
Zip Zap Zop to
Never
predict another earthquake, and started chipping away at the Altaria, which was not gonna be easy. She was already starting to stack up those dragon dances, which make her moves
Minecraft.
even more powerful, and I was
I should
legitimately
start
sweating.
uploading
But with
Minecraft
what little luck we had left, Winona got greedy and tried to get in that last dragon dance, and that's
Why
when
would
Ari
you-
was able to swoop in and
She was
snipe that
literally at
kill.
full
If
buff.
that Altaria would have decided to attack at any point, she would have
Yeah, full
one-shotted anyone and everyone on my team. Thank you,
Actually,
Corn.
Mama Chop.
You shined your
Chop could probably pick it up,
photosynthesis onto us. From there, I was able to heal up Zip Zap Zop and sweep the rest of her team. The 6th gym badge was ours. Outside the safari zone, I found a Duskull I was able
Why
to
did you
catch.
throw
I
her?
tried to have Gary on the team since resurrecting him from the dirt, but he honestly has like no moves that do damage, so I decided to replace him with Sin. We arrived in Lily Cove and I tried
scary.
fishing on the beach for a Pokemon, but Chad punched the Whalmer I reeled up too hard and killed it. We stormed Team Magma's base,
Whalmer
and while
would've been
trying to
such a
get
good
the
Pokemon.
Master Ball they
Ooh,
built on
Master
the
Ball.
ground, an Electrode exploded and almost killed Chad, which was uncalled for. After beating their admin, they escaped into a submarine, and I went on to fight the next gym. Tate and Liza were the first double battle gym leaders, and I didn't realize until too late that I was just a tad underleveled for them.
I mean, they only have 2 Pokemon. So I wonder what
They
we
don't
can
have
do.
any more than 2 Pokemon, so I think we should be okay.
Wait, what?
42? Uh-oh. Sin and Zip Zap Zop made a
I
good
remember
duo, being
being-
able to
it being
confuse
that
and
much
paralyze
more
them,
than
but
enough
Soul
place.
Rock managed to get off
But I
a
have
Sunny
seen
Day
someone play
powered
before, it's never
flamethrower in
fun,
Zip
too.
Zap Zop's face, which totally killed him. That really sucked.
No,
He put
Zip
in
Zap
so much
Zop.
work for the team and
No.
really carried us this far. The rest of this fight's for you, Zip Zap Zop. Squidward came out, and together with Sin, were able to finish off the duo, getting us our 7th gym badge. Alright, Spurky, you're up.
Oh no.
I think I single-handedly wiped out the entire water Pokemon population between Zip Zap Zop and
Ooh,
Spurky.
electric.
I went to Shoal Cave and caught Blubby the Spheal, and
I
went
think
out
I
to
see
take
that.
on Maxie one
Oh,
last
no,
time.
no,
For
no,
some
no,
reason,
no.
I didn't learn my lesson when being underleveled for Tate and Liza, because I was even more underleveled for Maxie.
What?
My Deanna.
41.
It doesn't go down.
This
This fight was rough. Chad was
Yeah.
able to take out his Mighty Anna,
So how
but I
does he
resorted to
know them?
Squidward when his Crobat came out, and luck wasn't on my
Crobat.
side here, because Squidward was killed by a high roll wing attack. The
Oh,
way
I hate high
Pokemon
rolls.
works is there's a small range of damage an attack can do. It's not actually the same all the
Mhm.
time, and it's kind of based on chance. So even though it looked like Squidward could have lived 2 wing attacks,
Always
Maxie was
happens to
able to
me
get a low
during
roll on the first
Nuzlocke.
one and a high roll on the second, which was the death of Squidward. But it wasn't time to give up. We had to persevere. For Squidward. Ari came in and took out the Crobat and lived on 1 HP when hit by Camerap's Rock Slide.
Ooh.
It was a tough battle, but we
Boo-boo.
squeaked by. Barely. After that fight, I needed to take a step back and seriously grind up the team again. If we were just a bit more underleveled, we would have been murdered. Blubby joined the team and we got to work, eventually arriving in Sutopolis. Steven and the Sutopolis gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off.
I wonder
So
who
I went
that
in
is.
there, walked up to Groudon,
Oh, you're so gonna get
and
destroyed.
Master Balled him immediately.
Oh,
There's
maybe
no
not.
way I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box.
Wait.
While fighting
Put it on
Wallace,
your
Sparky
team.
was able to take out his Love Disc and Celio. Sin beat his
That's the dumbest
Whiscash,
move I've
and
ever
Chad
seen.
finished
Like,
off the
if
Milo
you
kick.
catch a legendary,
The
put it on
team
your
was
team.
perfect.
Actually,
And after
no,
obtaining
our
our final
our team
gym
was good.
badge, I knew we were ready for the Elite Four. We got through
Elite
Victory
Four.
Road. Wally tried to fight us for the last time, but he just needs to stop. We exited the cave,
How
and
many
there it
times did
was.
Ollie try and
The
fight it?
final challenge.
7
Here we
times?
go. Sydney was up first, and honestly, he wasn't a challenge at all. Chad and Teriyaki were able to take care of his team with ease. Phoebe
Wouldn't
wasn't
she be using
difficult
fire
either,
type
with
Pokemon?
Sin and Blubby being MVPs. Glacio
But wouldn't
was
she
a
be
bit
using water
tougher.
types?
Teriyaki was able to take out her
Alright, yeah,
Glalies, and
using ice
Spurky
types.
could handle her Celios, but her Walrein was the big problem.
Oh, no.
Walreins are thick, can tank a lot of hits, and can do a lot of damage. I would know. because I have one. I brought out Chad and she was able to get in a good amount of damage, but she was ultimately killed by Blizzard.
Chad.
Sin came out to try and
Chad the
confuse it,
Bros,
but it
Chad.
broke through the confusion and landed a Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO
I
move.
hate
It has
Sheer
a 30% chance of hitting the target and will
God,
fail if
that's
the
my least
target
favorite
Pokemon's
move.
level is higher than the
when it's used
user's.
against
But
me.
even under all those conditions, it hit, and Sin was killed. Two great team members, down and out. Chad was with us for so long and pulled so much weight, and Sin got us through some really tough battles. Even with those
Sin
losses,
survived the
we were
entire
able to
battle,
finish
though.
Glacia off and
Whatever
move on
the
to the
names are.
final Elite Four member, Drake. Drake's got a tough team, but we've got a Blubby, and she
Silence.
wanted revenge for her fallen
That's strong
comrades.
Pokemon.
She ice beamed every single
Ice
one of
beam.
Drake's Pokemon.
It
Just a
doesn't have
straight
Sheer
up
Cold.
massacre. And with that, it was on to the last battle. Steven Stone. I was legitimately nervous. I led
I
with
would know
Spurky to
that
take
that's
out
one
his
of the
Skarmory
hardest.
as quick
My
as
friend,
possible,
had one,
and Blubby was able
had
to take
Pokemon
out his
Ruby.
Claydol and
Let
Aggron,
me,
but then came his
play some of
Metagross.
it.
This
I helped
might
him,
be the end.
finish the last,
Metagross is
fight
Steven's
against Steven
strongest
Stones.
Pokemon, so I needed to hinder it as
Yeah, we
much
took
as I
turns.
could
It took
before
like
it
10
started
tries.
doing
Luckily, we
serious
were doing
damage.
the
I knew his
Nuzlocke, so-
Metagross had Earthquake, which would definitely take out most of my
Oh.
team, so I had to have Spurky Kamikaze to get a paralysis off.
No!
Blubby came out again, and after a lot of hard work,
Oh,
finally beat the Metagross by spamming
Sparky.
Surf. Teriyaki
good.
was able to finish his Cradily, and his
Let's go.
final Pokemon was Armaldo, Gary's final revenge for getting booted from the team. I brought out Blubby because Teriyaki was pretty weakened,
Alright, come on,
and
we got
after
this.
realizing she gets two-shotted by him,
You don't know that
I knew she was gonna have to die. So with a heavy heart, Blubby pulled off her last Surf, getting Armaldo in the red, and was killed. Teriyaki, the Pokemon who's been with us from the start, who's seen her friends die in front of her, the OG, refused to let
like
any
this.
more murder happen. Onion, Corn, Zip Zap Zop, Squidward, Chad, Sin, Spurky, Blubby. Their zeros and ones
You didn't
won't
put
go
my
down
one
in
in there.
vain. One good kick to the head,
Let's go!
and we did it. We completed
We did
the
it.
Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Teriyaki and
Woo!
Ari were the only survivors, but the whole team put in a lot of work to get us to number 1. A cheers to the true Mad Lads.
The true Mad Lads. Let's go. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be doing a lot more reaction videos. Yeah, because I just figured out how to get my face cam on. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time and goodbye. Sounds familiar. Well, have fun watching the outro. Blue Flame.